Dusty, it seemed like that fourth inning was kind of a tipping point where they really gained some distance from you guys. Why did you guys continue to pitch to Garcia? And then in the bottom of the inning, did you consider pinch hitting for Mauley in that big spot after the runners got on?
That was no. Why do we continue to pitch to Garcia? Why they continue to pitch to Yordan? I mean, you got to pitch to him at some point in time. You know, I mean, that's baseball. You know, he was hot. I mean, he's been hot, you know, the whole series. You know, we did strike him out quite a few times, but, you know, he got us. You know, I mean, heck, when you get beat 11-3, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can point to, you know, in that ball game. And so we just got beat. You know, sometimes, you know, there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes you lose, and sometimes you get beat. You know, and there's a difference. You know, we got beat.
Go to Christy in the same row.
What did you see as the issue with Javier there in the first inning, and how tough was it to fall behind pretty big there so quickly?
Well, it was very tough. You know, like that's what happens when you got the first at bat. You know, I mean, you know, a lot of that, you know, happened with the walk, and you know, Javi. That's something he has to work on, you know, holding runners and not being as slow, because, you know, it's tough to throw them out. And then, you know, when the gates open, you know, Maton came in and shut them down for, you know, for that inning. But I mean, you know, once an offensive team gets 5 or 6 at bats on you, you know, they're going to score and they're going to do some damage. I mean, I've been on this side too, so like I said, it's not easy to accept or say, but we got beat. You know, I mean, you know, we've been spoiled around here as far as just winning, and you know, heck, I've been here 4 years and we've been to 2 World Series and 2 championship series. I mean. You know, we have nothing to be ashamed of or nothing to hold our head down about. I mean, we're down, you know, but we're not out. And every team, damn near in baseball, would trade, you know, to have the last 4 years that we've had.
Go to Steve in the third row.
Dusty, things have gotten a little chippy between these teams this year and kind of escalated in the playoffs. I was wondering if you thought McCormick's getting hit by Chapman in the 8th was kind of a settling of accounts.
I don't know, man. Nobody knows but the guy that threw the ball. You know, you got to ask the guy who threw the ball about that one. You know, the umpires, they didn't think so because they didn't say anything about it. So I don't know if you ever settle accounts, to tell you the truth, you know. But, you know, if that's what it takes to settle accounts, you know, vengeance is not ours, you know, to take it upon yourself. But, you know, if that was settling of accounts, and sometimes, you know, you get misfortune by settling accounts.
Joel staying at your right, then Buster.
Yes.
Dusty, every other major sports league has had at least one repeat champion in this century, but not this sport.
Right.
What you guys obviously had the chance and it didn't happen. Why do you think we haven't had it in MLB?
Well, a lot of it has to do with, you know, you're playing a long season. You know, there's a whole bunch of things that go into it. Guys having good years, guys having bad years, team having injuries. Some teams, I mean, some years you don't have any injuries. Or, you know, we started the season injured. You know, we were playing from behind, you know, the whole season like it was a grind. You know, when you lose Altuve before the season even starts, he plays 80-something games, and you lose Alvarez, he plays 60-something. You know, you lost Garcia before the season even starts. You know, we lost Urquidy, you know, and, you know, we were out there with a bunch of kids that didn't have much experience. I mean, you know, when you got, you know, J.P. France was a surprise for us, you know, and, you know, you look at Hunter Brown. I mean, he was a young player. I mean, when you got young players, it makes it, you know, very very difficult. You got a young catcher in Diaz. I mean, as veteran as we were also just as young on the other side. And so, this is a tough sport. It's a tough game. I mean, it's a marathon. And so, plus there are other teams that were trying to improve themselves. Look at these guys. I mean, they went out and signed Serger. They went out and signed, DeGrom. They went out and signed Montgomery. That's major improvement. Same thing with Seattle. Seattle had major improvements. I mean, when the season started, I told everybody that it was going to take less victories to win it. There were, 3 teams that won 100 with this schedule the way it was, and there's only 3 teams that I think lost 100. And so, in the balance of power sometimes shifts, from this team. Look at Arizona. And you look at Baltimore. Those teams were down a long time, and they were drafting high, for an extended period of time, and they chip away at you. Instead of 100, now you're 95. Now you're 90, and nobody stays on top in this sport very long, and the Astros have been on top for quite a while.
Buster, way in the back.
Dusty, what did you say to your players after the game, and when will you begin the process of evaluating what you want to do for next year?
Well, I just told the guys I loved them, and I appreciate their effort and appreciate how they go about their business and how professional that they are. And I don't know. I haven't had time to evaluate or think about my future because, I'm down the list as far as, I'm not that kind of dude. I don't want to steal a spotlight or anything from these guys. You got to savor what we did. You got to think about how we can get better. And then I'll evaluate my situation in my life, And so, we'll see. I'll talk to my daughter. I got 2 grandsons, a year and a half. I've really sort of cheated them for my quest for another ring, I got 2 dogs, hunting dogs, a year old. They wouldn't even know me when I walk in the house because I haven't been home since February the 10th. Anybody here been away from home that long? You have? Wow.
Absolutely, 225 days a year.
Wow. I don't want your job.
Just do 3 last ones. Kim in the front.
Yes.
Hey, Dusty, I know you haven't had time to think about everything yet, but can you just talk about what this team overcame this year and just kind of your thoughts? You said it a little bit about you're proud of the team, but what this team has accomplished and what it overcame this season.
Right. We overcame a lot of stuff. I overcame a lot of stuff. We overcame a lot of stuff. Amidst people wondering why we weren't where we were. It doesn't matter who we were suiting up. It didn't matter, who we had injured. I personally got a whole bunch of undue criticism for whatever. You know what I mean? So you wear it, you hold your head up high, and you think about what you've accomplished versus what you've lost. And, this city is proud of this team. We've made, over the last 4 years since I've been here and the 3 before I got here, we brought a lot of enjoyment. And created a lot of fans that weren't fans. And, not to mention, every time I go down the street, the hotels are full, the bars are full, the restaurants are full. We've helped this place out economically big time, which sometimes goes unnoticed because, see, these streets would have been empty in the last 2 weeks. But instead, I saw a whole bunch of people out, you know, having a good time. They live and die, you know, with the team, and we live and die with, you know, the wins and losses.
Do two last ones, second row, and then Kevin.
Hi, Dusty. You mentioned pregame you didn't want to deploy Justin, except for kind of the narrowest of situations.
Yeah.
Did you have any conversations about his availability with him pregame, and then during the game did he talk to you about wanting to go?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, you know, I know they employed, you know, Montgomery tonight. I mean, he's a lot younger, and he hadn't had any arm problems that I know of, like Justin. You know, I mean, you want to win every game, but you don't want to do it at the cost of you know, of injury. And so, no, I didn't even, no, because we had plenty of pitching. We just didn't get it done. Or you got to give them credit for doing a whole bunch of hitting.
We'll finish up with Kevin, the third row on your right.
Dusty, you've won a World Series. Does this the Rangers never have? Does this Rangers team look like one that could break that drought?
Well, they can hit. I mean, you know, they can really hit. And it helped a lot when they got Garcia back after he got his leg injured against us. It helped, you know, to get Young back at third base. You know, I mean, sometimes you got to, I don't like tipping my cap to anybody. But when somebody, like, beats the hell out of me, what else you going to do?